And single shines the triple sun. What was sundered and undone shall be whole, the two make one. By Gelfling hand, or else by none. By Gelfling hand? Do you know what that means, Kira?
Wait. This is a piece of the dark crystal.
Then that's what my master meant.
Yes.
Subconscious programming of extreme impulsiveness is basically like a feeding system for, for mind control and manipulation in essence. I was just watching one of my other videos and I spoke on how, like knowing like, all right, I know I'm like on my vegan shit, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm like eating healthy. Then all of a sudden the thought to, again, the impulse, or it feels like an impulse, but like a little thought, pops up out of nowhere, almost like on some impulse vibes of like wanting a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? And now, say for instance, if I was in the habit, being subconsciously programmed to just be impulsive, you know what I'm saying? When that suggestion to eat a hamburger comes in, it's gonna feel like first nature to go just, let me just up and go get a hamburger, because that's the way things go. My mind, like again, you'll start to think that it's normal to be extremely impulsive. I ain't talking about like, of course, again, everything has its positive and negative, and sometimes being impulsive has its positive moments, you know what I'm saying? But again, that's why I'm using the word extreme, when the impulsiveness gets to an extreme where you're just always looking for the next thing. Impulsiveness in the sense of like that energy of like, impatience, and looking to hop to the next thing, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing's ever satisfying, kind of go here, go there, go, you know what I'm saying? More so that sense of impulsiveness, and speaking to the programming perspective, like again, this realm, programs your energy to be, impulsively impatient in essence. You know what I'm saying? Or impulsive and impatient, however grammatically that fits, you know what I'm saying? But, it's like all kind of things are made to continuously try to, put you in the habit of getting things very quickly to the point where you don't never want to be patient about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I made that joke about the internet, you know what I'm saying? It's like, shout out to those of us who, was in those first internet days. Is like, where you had to wait. Like, you type in a website and press enter. Man, you probably gonna have to wait possibly 5 to 10 minutes for that website to load, you know what I'm saying? And in those days, you know what I'm saying? Again, it was slower, but then as things start picking up and you notice yourself, coming from somebody who done kind of seen, being born, I want to say like in the 80s, put you in a unique spot of like seeing where technology was super slow and primitive. And because in essence, technology made a strong jump in our lifetimes, you know what I'm saying? If you're born in the 80s. I mean, of course, people born in other lifetimes, but again, like the beginning of our life started with like, very primitive tech, like, like the Atari, Nintendo, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And then by the time we make it to, junior high, you know what I'm saying? Your CD players, DVDs, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time we in high school, you got phones where you could take pictures of yourself and stuff where that shit was non-existent. You had to have a big ass camera, back in the day and go get your film developed at the store compared to walking around with a phone in your hand, all within, the span of your lifetime. But again, that impulsiveness, you know what I'm saying, could become programmed into our being. And again, like when we talk about subconscious programming and the subtleties, it's those types of subtleties, you know what I'm saying? It's like certain types of behaviors and ways of doing things that is very, very subtle. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily because when we think of subconscious program, we think of the obvious of like a message, you know, like say for instance, one we would consider an obvious subconscious programming message is like them, putting a black man in a woman's dress in most movies. Let's just say, that's blaringly obvious. It's not subtle at what they're trying to, program, in that essence. But then you got like programming that is, not obvious. And I realized the more subtle, actually the stronger, what I'm saying, it is, what I'm saying? Like a Get Out, you know, it wasn't overt, it wasn't obvious that that lady was, sending him to the sunken place. It was very, very subtle. It just seemed like a conversation with, my girlfriend's mom, you know what I'm saying? Like very, very subtle, you know what I'm saying? Just sitting there stirring the tea, you know what I'm saying? Put it in his conscious mind so the subconscious could be fertile for suggestions, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we start to see why that be so important, and digging deep in ourselves, because again, we be doing shit based off of subconscious programming and engineering from school, you know what I'm saying? Like here it is where you get in your spiritual path and you treat your spiritual growth like you in elementary school, in the sense of like, oh, you know, if I have the most followers, or I have the, like you do things based on merit and based on competition, in essence, through the subconscious programming of coming up in the school system again, but you don't really realize it because you wasn't obviously taught. Like nobody said blatantly, like, hey, always be in competition and always strive to be before, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, nobody said it like that blaringly obvious, it's very, very subtle, you know what I'm saying? And the subtleties is, whereas at another example, the movie Focus, you know what I'm saying? Where Will Smith made that bet with the brethren at the football game, It's like he told him pick any person on the field, you know what I'm saying? And I'ma guess what their jersey number is, you know. But Will Smith had already set that up. The guy who he was betting with all throughout the day, the number 55 had been subtly around him in some way, form, or fashion, just very, very subtle. You know what I'm saying? Just fives everywhere, a 55, you know what I'm saying? So when he came to make that bet, you know what I'm saying? It's like subconscious programming, you know what I'm saying? Like he went with 55 because it was subtly suggested to him all day, you know what I'm saying? But again, with that being said, just, again, tapping in within, being aware of the subtle programmings, and again, being aware of that programming to be impulsive, and bring it full circle. So, I'm bringing up this because what this does is, again, it brings forth the awareness. So when you're going through an impulsive moment, that possibly may be due to, some energy you're feeling in your environment and not necessarily your true intention, you know what I'm saying? You could become aware and catch it and stop in that moment and be like, wait, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not craving, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't craving that like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, where that comes from, And again, though, if you grow up in a society that promotes that extreme impulsiveness, then it's normal to, do one thing and then, oh, I got the urge to go do this, And again, not the healthy impulse of like, hey, I'm working in this area. Hey, man, you know what? I feel like I should take a vacation. You know what I'm saying? I feel, like, not that type. You know what I'm saying? Like, just those little, quick little, again, little mental impulses. You know what I'm saying? You at the store. You got everything you need. Oh, look at that candy bar. You know what I'm saying? Like those little, again, like that's promoting you to kind of just grab extra shit you don't need and to believe that when you have those little moments to just go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? When it's really meant for you to, again, like it's maybe something uh permeating in the environment that you're picking up on, but not necessarily meant to, act upon or execute, in essence, you know. But, again, you done been in the store and, you knew for sure, like, and felt it. That's how we be knowing too. Like, you got your list together and like, bam, that's everything I need. Everything I need. Then you get in the store and it's like, oh, shit, well, I wonder about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole energy, you know what I'm saying? And again, with most, in any toxic social engineering or toxic subconscious programming in this realm, or especially in what we call the United States, with all those toxic energies, dang, what I was gonna say, but I was talking about the social engineering and subconscious programming to impulse are. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Within this space, though, yeah, you know what I'm saying? What we call America, that energy is, very, very strong. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. How, and these toxic behaviors are promoted a lot so it could, like, to try to become the norm. You know what I'm saying? Again, and that's how, that type of spell work works. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with, Christianity, crusading, aka killing, going on mass murdering sprees. You know what I'm saying? Mass serial killing sprees to make people convert to Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they knew the magic, of that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could create, even down to the crusades. It's like, we crusade and say it's God, and we do it a lot. It'll just become the normal thing. Oh, yeah, it's just normal for them, for certain religious groups to kill people to convert. Like, that's normal for, a person to be hung from an oak tree. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, it's like it takes toxic behavior, you know what I'm saying, and socially engineer it or subconsciously engineer it as something normal, you know. Oh, it's normal to eat this toxic food, you know what I'm saying? All those types of energies, you know what I'm saying? But being aware of those subtleties, you know, and again, checking down on ourselves, putting ourselves under the microscope, being accountable, you know. Being accountable doesn't mean that you be gullible, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, because some people, when I usually use this situation, and it be our pain body that just be looking for more pain, you know what I'm saying? But when I say be accountable for your energy, some people may feel like, oh, but if a person, like, because again, like, be accountable in the sense of like we are creating our reality, you know, like you control how you react or respond, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, uh, nothing outside of you. So when I say be accountable, you know, is to not, it doesn't mean you let somebody fuck over you because, oh, well, again, I attract my situation. Like, again, like, yes, you attract your situation, but it doesn't mean to let somebody fuck over you because you holding yourself accountable. Like, again, the accountability is not to allow people to mess over you. Is to, keep it real though and acknowledge the fact that, and in essence, when we talk about, being sourced on the human experience or God, as some people may say, on the human experience, is maintaining, your alignment with, your ability to create on that level. You know what I'm saying? But, again, you giving that away if you're saying that, it's something else or somebody else, you know, again, not holding yourself accountable. So again, it's like accountability for what we attract in our realms, you know what I'm saying? Like, You know, if it's some form of toxic or traumatic behavior or experiences, it's due to us vibrating on a certain frequency that match that energy. You know, whether you in victim mode or in aggressive mode, you know what I'm saying? But either one, I mean, you know, again, because toxic energy, you know, comes in either one or two dishes. You know, either you the aggressive, either you toxically aggressive, or you uh, toxic from the passive perspective or victim perspective. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, gaslighting situations, you know, comes from, you know, again, accountability, a lack of awareness of self, you know. Yeah, that person is doing what they're doing. That's not, again, like I say, accountability doesn't mean to say, oh, well, it's just, no, like, no, that person is gaslighting, but it's only coming off as gaslighting because you're not assured of yourself, you know, and it could only, you know, be effective because, again, it's due to you, you know, not them. You know what I'm saying? It's your own awareness of self or lack thereof that allows for anything to infiltrate into your space. You know, any toxic energies to infiltrate in your space is due to a lack of awareness of self and lack of, you know, of stability and strength in that awareness of self. But again, just being aware of the impulsive programming, because, you know, that's something I could sense, you know, when we talk about like the 5G and all the little electronical, you know, unseen, you know, energies that's meant to be harmful towards us, and in essence that could affect, you know, our thoughts, you know, certain things that, you know, can have effect on us metaphysically. That doesn't mean we like, oh, woe is me, this 5G is so way powerful than me, you know, like, no. But at the same time, acknowledge, like, all right, yeah, that shit does, you know, do something, you know what I'm saying, that may not be the healthiest, you know, but it's definitely, you know, something that you could, you know, you're not powerless against helping yourself to be healthy, you know what I'm saying. And again, with that, you know, just being aware, you know, of those little impulses, little implants, you know what I'm saying, that may be coming from the environment and not necessarily, you know, your inner guidance. But peace, y'all know what it is, not too far in the future, not too far in the past, right now.